This is my Scindapsus exotica. She is really growing. Let's kind of get a better idea. She's been doing really well in this area, but now the lighting's changed outside. So I'm thinking of moving her to an area in the house where she'll get brighter light. But she has really put on a lot of growth for me recently. She's looking great. Beautiful leaves. Next to her is my Manjula. Oh my God, I love this plant. So beautiful. Sit here and just get lost in these leaves. Look at that one. Wow. I'm just noticing that one. So it was loving the light here, but again, the lighting has changed because the trees are blooming outside, and that's going to limit the amount of light they get here. So another one that will be moving shortly. This is my philodendron. Gosh, I can't remember the exact name. I'll put it on the screen. Beautiful. I just purchased this one. I pretty much neglected another one that I had. Excuse me. And she's gone. So I'm starting over. I love the philodendron and pothos plants. They're so easy and so beautiful. Beautiful. And I love vining plants. Here we have pearls and jade. And again, I get them all confused. They all start to look the same to me, but pretty sure that's what this one is. That's what it was labeled. Here I have a peperomia obtusifolia, the variegated one. Now it's losing some of that variegation, so a brighter spot might be in order. Here's the green one. This had a little bit of variegation, but a little bit of variegation. Can't speak tonight. I need more coffee in my system or something. It's a long day today. And here's my green ZZ. It's doing okay. This is what's left of that begonia. I don't know if you remember from a while back. I just chopped it the other day hoping that she'll come back for me. I'm going to put her outside, I think, as soon as the weather stabilizes. Here, can you see that name? Viramosa. So it was really pretty, beautiful color. So I'm not giving up on her. There may be some hope here. We will see. This one is my pothos. That is doing amazingly well. I hope the lighting's okay. I really should have done this when I had natural light, but I keep putting off this plant tour. So I just thought, let's go for it. So it was getting more light, and here you can see, seeing splashes of variegation again. Here's the newer leaves. So definitely happy with the light it was getting, but again, another one that's going to be moved shortly. Over here is cuttings from that plant, I believe, or another pothos plant. Maybe this was my jade, not sure. But these cuttings, I couldn't believe it. It wasn't that long ago that I put these cuttings in here after they rooted in water. And this thing, the roots are coming out the bottom. So it looks like she's going to need to be repotted. I'm going to check her roots this weekend. Here, this was a snow queen, but she wasn't getting enough light and was starting to revert. As you can see, some of that is coming back. But that's what we got there. And here, drawing a blank on the name. Oh my gosh, it'll come back to me. I'll put it at the top of the screen. Okay, so now let's turn this. So over here in this section, we have my neon pothos. Let's give it some more light. See it better? This one does pretty well down here. The lighting so in the morning there's some light that comes in through the half moon on the half moon window on the door. It can get pretty bright, but you know, seems to do okay down here. It's growing. It's looking good. I love these. Here's my Scindapsus. This little baby. She was the smallest little thing before. And she would sit on the table near the couch. I think I showed it to you before, but she's been like, lately, she's just really blowing up. I gave her a little extra soil. I didn't repot her recently. I think I shared that with you guys. But she may have to get a new pot. I'm going to check her roots again. I thought they looked okay. I'm pretty sure I checked the roots. Isn't she pretty? Put that lighting there. So sorry, it's not perfect lighting. I've been putting this tour off for a long time. And I keep trying to get things perfect, but that's just not going to happen. So I just figured I'd share what I have with you guys. And that's it. And this poor neglected snake plant. I think it's a Xylanica. She needs some wiping down. She'll be going outside soon. You know, as soon as the weather is stable, I'll be putting her back outside and she'll put on a ton of growth. But look at this long, funny how tall it is. But anyway, yeah, snake plant. Okay, so some of these plants, if you've been following me, you might be familiar with some of these. This here, I think it's called Moonlight Caparata. It's peperomia. She's beautiful, isn't she? She's getting big. She's doing okay. I had a bigger one before. I thought it was called Silver Frost or something, but when I looked it up, it said something about Moonlight. So I could be wrong. Please comment below if you know of it to be called something else. This here is a new addition, and she is just the cutest little thing. I bought her from Dutch Plant Farm the other day. Fuzzy Petiole. I wish you could feel these fuzzy little leaves. It's so cute. Looking forward to this one growing. Seems to like the area she's in right now, so I think she'll be easy care plant. This is part of my jade. There's a story behind that. And Jeff, are you watching? Look at this thing. She's going to grow into a big old tree, trust me. But I'll talk more about the jade plants later. That's going to be another video. Anyway, here is my watermelon peperomia. It's doing really good looking. Beautiful. Look at those leaves. I love these. So pretty. I waited for a long time to get this plant. Every time I saw it, it didn't look ideal. They'd be overwatered and just not looking great. Behind it, you might recognize this if you've been following me. My Platinum Mist Peace Lily. I shared this one with you guys when I shockingly found out how root bound it was. Look at her. Isn't she pretty? Give her better lighting so you could see. She's beautiful. I love these leaves. Starting to show up more green, so I don't know if maybe she needs a little bit more light. Doing very well. She's flowering. Okay, so let's see what else we got here. Here's one of my orchids. And look up there, kind of hopeful. I didn't cut that off when the flowers dropped. And look, something might be happening. I don't know. But if you could see, let's turn this around a little. right here. See what pretty color it's getting. So I'm hoping, for some reason, I think this might have been the purple one. Let's see. It's really pretty. The leaves are looking healthy, so I'm just happy with that. I'm still trying to learn how to take care of these orchids. Now down here is my polka dot plant. I love the different varieties. How do you like that? Pretty nice, right? And she's grown pretty well. I put her in this cute cup that a friend of mine gave me. Thank you, Beth. Okay, one of the lights just went out, but I think you can still see. All right. Very pretty, putting on a lot of growth. Loves the grow lights here. Down here, let's rearrange this a little bit. Bring this out so you can see her. This is one of my Hoyas, Crinkle 8. Put her down here, I think. See her leaves a little better. She pretty? She's starting to get, I don't know if you can see that right now, but she's starting to get splash on some of her leaves. I'll have to show that to you guys maybe during the day. You see that? The other day I was looking from afar and thinking, what is that? But since I moved her here, she seems, these are new leaves. She's definitely appreciating being repotted. I recently potted her up. I was a little nervous because people make it sound like these Hoyas are like super finicky about messing with their roots and all that. Now, I don't fiddle with the roots too much, but I did repot her and I was a little nervous, but she's looking good. Here is my black pagoda. Maybe I should leave her there so you can see it. She's huge. She is growing like a weed. Huge. She's grown so much. We're down here in the light. I hope that she flowers for me. I can't wait to see those flowers. I think they get those beautiful yellow flowers. And look at the little baby leaves on that. Isn't that gorgeous? Loves the grow lights I have here. Now I'm going to make a video talking about, little things I've used to style with plants. I've made a couple of short reels, but I decided maybe I'll just put them all together in one, and I'll discuss these lights that I use here. They are really cheap and they're wonderful. You can hook them up to your shelving very easily, and my plants are really responding well to them. But I'll give you all the details of those lights when I make that video for you. It'll come soon. This here is a Rana Verde. And yeah, her color is looking kind of weird. Okay, so here's a little background for this one. She's starting to get better coloring since I moved her over here under these lights. They say peperomia, like medium to low light. I've been testing them a little bit more with these lights here, and look at the color I'm starting to get. It's starting to look a little healthier. Like I wasn't liking the way it was looking. It was just disturbing me a little bit. But anyway, that's what this is. Peperomia Rana Verde. Now here is my propagation turtles that I had. I don't seem to have the knack for these things yet, but I'm trying. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But luckily for me, recently I got this. Let's put it in the light. This here from Rachel. She sent me from her beautiful, I don't know if you ever seen her string of turtles. They are, oh my God, that plant is beautiful. And she's got these huge, huge turtles. Well, mine, as you could see, are usually puny. And someone else was giving me tips today on how to take better care of them. Seems simple, so I'm going to try to change. This one's doing okay here so far. I put her in, what's this stuff called? Fluval stratum to root. Okay, so let me get moving along. I don't want to drag this out too much. This is a recent purchase that I shared with you guys. Silver Lady, Scindapsus Silver Lady. So you can see she looks like the Exotica. She's just a little brighter. So pretty. I love this plant. And already I got a little baby popping up. So I did pot her in my soil, but she was in the, what do you call those, cocoa chips or whatever. And I found out that you can just take that whole thing and put it in your soil mix and it'll be just fine. That's what I did. Here I have, this is my propagations recently of, okay, so these are all the green leaves that I cut off of my Hoya carnosa Crimson Princess plant. These had all reverted, so I've always wanted it in all green. What is that? Is that splash? I don't know what that is. Anyway, I'll investigate that later. But yeah, pot is nice and full. There were a couple of stems that weren't rooted yet, so I just stuck them back in there. And I looked the other day, they're all rooted up. So it rooted up pretty quickly. And behind her is my pride and joy surprise favorite plant, Pan Am plant. I shared that with you in a reel, looking good. And then up here, try to move along, is my global green. She is long and curly, but her variegation, it's okay. I think she needs a new pot. She's been growing like crazy. Here, let's see what we got here that I can share with you. Let me rearrange a few of these, sorry. Here I have, this is my Philodendron Green Princess. I can't tell you how much I love this plant. She is like so full, so beautiful. I love the way this one grows. Look at those stems. Now I'm constantly spraying her down and, checking her every time I water her. But she was growing these flimsy little leaves and I moved her location and then all of a sudden she started giving me bigger leaves and looking even healthier. So she's about to get moved upstairs as soon as I figure out where to put her. And you'll see what I'm talking about. I have a new plant room upstairs that I want to share with you guys. So let's move right along because I'm dragging this out. Here's my jade plant. Now the story behind this and that little baby you saw there, and this one as well. This was all in one pot. And then when I took a look at it after watching Jeff from Everything Plants, watching him trim his jade, giving tips about trimming these guys into nice little tree canopies. When I looked at mine, I realized it was 3 stems. This is the baby stem. So we'll see what I end up doing with that. Okay, so that's it for this section. Here I have one of my birthday plants, my fiddle leaf fig, Ficus lyrata. Looking good. I must say I was so intimidated by these plants before, but this one is 2 stems in here and it's looking really good, growing really well. I have this ugly light above here, not the most attractive, but it does the deed. It gives it the light it needs, and it's on a timer, so it comes on in the morning, and it's taking care of her right here in this corner. So next, okay, here in the window, I have the Silver Glory string of hearts I got recently. I potted her up, but she was in a tiny little pot needing water every time I turned around. And next to her is the regular string of hearts, the pink one. I'm not sure of the name. And here, let me take this down, is my oldest. Looking very dry. String of turtles. Well, she ain't dead, but you can see signs of overwatering in there with the yellow, the really pale ones. I'm not sure. Trying to give her more light, but you see how tiny some of these are? Anyway, let's keep it moving. Here's a Crimson Queen. And this one is trying to bounce back for me. I had neglected her for a while, but she has definitely grown, putting on new growth. Her color is coming in a little better. You know, she's doing okay. All right, then over here is my beautiful Hindu rope. Then down here is my Hoya pubicalis. And I have her down here because I think she is finally in need of repotting. Here you can get a better idea of what she looks like. Here we go. Here is a snake plant. What do you call this snake plant again? Moonshine. She was reverting, but then I put her outside, and then now she's giving me a little pup down there, which I may take out of there and put it in its own separate pot. Okay, so over here, sorry, chair. Chair will not move. Anyway, here we go. My Hoya obtusifolia. These lights are a little much. Hold on one sec. Let me turn off the hum and maybe put this off. No, I like the overhead light better. Is that better? Okay, look at this thing. She is huge. I recently got these trellises because, you know, these guys, their stems are getting thicker and I'm trying to tame them a little bit. But I kind of like that on there. It's really healthy. She has a little splash. Here next to her is my Billabata. Now that Billabata might be going back over under those lights on the shelf because I swear I got more color. You can see a little bit here. She doesn't seem to like the window as much. So that lighting is perfect for her. She used to flower for me left and right. There's quite a few peduncles, 3 of them, I believe. Here's one. Where is it? There it is. Focus, focus, focus. Come on, focus. Sorry, guys. Well, that's a peduncle. Doesn't want to focus. But anyway, next to it is my Croniana Black. Here's a propagation from my Australis Lisa. And it's doing pretty good. I lost a few of the leaves. I just had a whole bunch of them. I chopped back my mama plant, and actually I had 2 separate plants. I put them together and then chopped it back so it'll be nice and full. Behind that, I have my Hoya Sunrise. And next to that one is, give me a minute, Calistophylla. Not sure, I can't think of the name right now. Hoya, of course, but Calistophylla, something like that. And down here, that is what's left of a Hoya that I got recently. It started looking weird. The leaves were looking a little strange and discolored, so I ended up chopping the plant up, and what's left of it, putting it, I have it in Fluval right there. So we'll see how that works out. Here is my Wyandotte. She's getting good lighting, so you can see all the beautiful color here, the new leaves. Growing like crazy. Trying to figure out, I think I'm just going to have her in a hanger. I'm rearranging everything. I'm trying to contain a lot of plants in one section of the house, but there's so many of them. Here's my newest plant, my Acuta. Or what did Elena tell me? They call it something else too, verticillata, I think. But it's my Hoya Acuta. She's starting to acclimate and do well in here, so just trying to figure out where her spot will be. And here is the mama plant, Australis Lisa. And behind her is the green version, Hoya Australis, growing like crazy. Neglected this poor thing for a while, and well, she's bounced back since I brought her downstairs. I had her in a room where I didn't go into very frequently, and unfortunately she was suffering, but boy did she bounce back. A lot of new growth. And actually in this pot was a green stem that had reverted, so I cut that and put it in there, and I'm hoping that I just get the variegation here throughout the whole pot. I don't have any of the reddish leaves right now, but I love it when it comes in that beautiful red. Such a pretty plant. Now here, let me bring this into frame. Sorry, I just bought this. Now the name, is it Apisia, something like that. But look at the color on these leaves. And they get these cute little flowers. This one had like 1 or 2 flowers when I got it. I just picked this up. I was at Lowe's the other day. Yeah, my full name is Houseplant, so a lot of good that's doing me. Let's lose that tag. Anyway, that's what this is. And I'm assuming you treat it kind of like an African violet. I had a little baby plant and it lived for a while, but then I don't know, it wasn't doing so good, so finally died. So I have to look up the care, but these are really beautiful and they do flower, so I'm hoping that I get some little flowers soon. Okay, let me take you to another section of the house. Here is my Hoya Black Margin. She's looking pretty good, but I had a situation pop up here. I got some Hoyas from California. I think one of them, I don't know if it had scale or what. I posted a picture of the leaf the other day, and I cut that leaf off because whatever it was on the back of that leaf, it got worse. And I'm treating the plant, this plant as well, because I found something funky on its leaves. So I cut off about 3 leaves this morning. I'm checking everything now because I don't know who was exposed. But this one and this Mathilde, yeah, this Mathilde was much longer, and I had to cut off I'll post a picture maybe at the end of what the back of the leaves look like. And so I cut off the leaves that look like they were infected. This plant came with my honeyeye. Let me get that. This is what's left of the honeyeye or honeyeye. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but what I did to this plant, she's a little mad at me. Her leaves are curling, but I cut off the worst looking leaf, and I've been treating it with alcohol and insecticidal soap and stuff. You know, I mean, I actually took it out of the dirt. I found mealy bugs. Yeah. That shipment, I wasn't very happy. Contacted the seller and she reimbursed me for this plant, which is hanging on, but still, it just caused me a big headache worrying about my other plants. And anyway, I took this out of the soil and cleaned it up, put it in hydrogen peroxide, soaked it for a while, and then I've been treating the leaves and the stems with alcohol, insecticidal spray, some homemade stuff that's mainly alcohol and alcohol, soap, and water, and some essential oil. I think lavender or something like that. So anyway, she's hanging in there, but they're kind of away in isolation. Been putting her down here just to let her get some light by the door. We'll see how that works. So here in my bedroom, on what I call the forest floor, here's my bed. I have my aglos, mostly aglaonemas. This is a silver bay. I don't know if you remember me repotting her and taking those little death traps out. And this one is the cutlass. Bought this from Dutch Plant Farm a while back. Still doing well. This one here, I want to say it might be Sparkling Sarah. I'm not sure. You know how the aglos are. They have a million names and it's hard to find out. So it has the pink stems. She's getting a little leggy, so I may have to do something about that. And this one, guys, if you can remember the name for this one, it was a huge pot. This is what's left of it because I was over loving that thing and watering it way too much. This is my BJ Friedman or Freeman, not sure. This guy is a little history. He was downstairs and he wasn't liking the lighting. So he was looking puny and pitiful. So I downsized his pot and brought him up here. He gets morning light. And I just sit them down here on the floor because this is where they get the best light. And they seem to love it. So most of my aglos will be residing in here. Here is my neon pothos. She's looking good. Just climbing that pole. Leaves are nice, looking good. And I don't spray my poles. I'm so lazy. You know, I don't know with the sphagnum poles and all. I am the laziest one around, honestly. And this here, I shared recently with you. I got 3 baby plants. I think it's called Cream, Allison, something or the other. There's 2 different types. The berry illusion, and something else. I don't know. I'm not sure which is which. They all look the same to me, but there might be a little difference in the coloring, but it's hanging on, doing good. And here is my fiddle leaf fig that I've had for quite a while. This baby is happy in the bedroom. Try not to move her, but look at her crooked stem. She's starting to do her little lean. So I would love to, I want to propagate it and put it back in the pot. So it's 2 stems like the one I have downstairs. I was talking to Jeff about that. I got to check his video out. It's not propagate. What's the word I'm looking for? where you grow the roots, you attach the moss right there after cutting the stem. I can't think of what it's called. We'll figure it out tomorrow. Here I have my micans. I moved her up here because I love seeing the morning light hit the leaves. It's just so pretty. And she actually gets some direct sunlight in the morning. And so far she's doing okay. Seems to like it. I put her in a lighter pot so that it's not too heavy with these hooks out of my ceiling. Here is one of my Crimson Princess plants. I guess I can bring it out. Ooh, here we go. She's looking good. Look at the pink. I tell you what, they love this bedroom, the morning light. So look at the pink stem. Let me zoom in a little bit on these beautiful little leaves. It'll focus. You know I love my Crimson Princess. Can't get enough of them. So pretty. It's hard to walk away when I see one. Anyway, let's go over to this corner. So here is my Philodendron Brazil. He's grown like crazy. Look, let me get back. Her stems are getting so long. So what I typically do is I just go through and chop her back so she stays nice and full. And I have her at the perfect angle to get light in the morning. Comes down this way so that the top will stay full. But I do chop her back periodically to keep it looking like that. So I'm going to start propagating this baby. If anybody wants cuttings, let me know. Here is one of my oldest peace lilies. She is doing fine. Here is a recent propagation that I potted up. Silver Bay. She came from another plant that I ended up, no, I think she came from this mother plant here. And I don't know, stem wasn't doing good. I pulled her out. I'm not sure what happened, but she did good. I put her in a vessel where her roots were not exposed to light, and she grew roots like super fast. So I think that's a thing that's real. Here's my Philodendron Lisa. There we go. See her and her beautiful color and beautiful leaves. I like the philodendron that grow like really thick and bushy. So I have high hopes for this baby. She's beautiful, no problem so far. Which I'm surprised it took me this long to fall in love with these philodendron plants. Now here, oh my God, she is something. Took her a long time to get to this size. This is my Enjoy Pothos. Look at some of these leaves. You have to take a minute and appreciate them. Because let me tell you, she was a skinny little plant. She didn't have much going on when I got her. I think I ordered her. I have no idea. I don't remember. I've had her for a while, but look at this. Look at these leaves. Is that not the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? Look at that. Oh my God. The more I look, I realize I haven't really taken that good a look, because where'd these come from? Okay. My Enjoy. She brings me joy.